hold on, do not scroll. You gonna want to hear this. Now, I was just sitting here thinking, and do we really trust God for all our daily needs? I mean, from the moment that we get up to the moment that we lay down, or do we try to, do things in our own strength and get in our own way, right? Do we just compromise in order to just survive, right? And you see, when it comes to God, we got to come to a place that we have to let go because He knows better than we do. And we should expect greatness because our Father in heaven, He is great, right? He wants us to be great. Live to be great, no matter what's going on. Even in the times where you can't feel Him or you can't hear Him, He wants you to be great in your times of depression, anxiousness, right? He wants you to be great because in those times we are drawn closer to Him, meaning that He wants us to rely heavily on Him, nothing else. Nothing else, not in our ways, not in these worldly ways, but Him, because He is where our strength comes from. I think we forget a lot of times, I know I do several times, just how holy and divine. And I think us as human beings, we can't literally wrap our heads around just how holy and divine He truly is. We forget that He is the great I am that I am, that He is all knowing, all powerful, all loving, but most of all forgiving. And those who put their faith in God's provision will refuse to take the bait from the enemy, meaning that we won't be distracted in busyness, that we won't let or listen to those whispers in our ears that lead us away from God and put us in a state of depression and unrepentance, and that we won't settle because He wants us to settle. He wants us to settle. He don't want us to walk into what God has for us. But you see, the enemy, he's always scheming for our bad. But thanks be to God that He's always scheming for our good. And when we trust in the living Word of God, it will be a foundation. It will be a pillar in which we can build our faith upon. That's what He wants from us. Because the Bible tells us that fear will dominate in these last days and times. And that's exactly what we are witnessing taking place. Is it not? Fear of starvation, fear of persecution, fear of economic collapse, division, hate. All it is present. What's right is now wrong. What's wrong is now right. Perversion, all of that is on the table. We have put all our faith in individuals because they hold an office. A lot of people have cashed all their ballots, all their confidence in the Oval Office, in congressmen and women, government leaders, politicians, pastors, and these people will fail us every single time, day after day after day after day. This nation claims God with its mouth, but their hearts are full of deceit and hate. It's on display every day. And if you laugh at humans being deported, you part of the problem and not the solution. This nation simply reeks of phoniness and fakeness. It is. It's literally like a man in a new suit. He presents well, he smells good, he looks good, but underneath, he reeks. This is giving America vibes, right? Yeah. But Jesus repeatedly tells us, His followers, in Matthew chapter 6 and 34, do not worry about tomorrow. Worry about today. Worry about today, because tomorrow it will worry about itself. It will. Deal with today's problems, right? Because tomorrow, it's not promised. It's not promised. That's why we got to be about our Father's business in these last days and times. He told us that in Luke chapter 2, verse 49. You see, when you worry, he looks at it as a sign of misplaced trust, right? If you are going to worry, then don't pray. And if you're going to pray, then don't worry. That's just the bottom line. Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 5, right? Put on not some, but all of your faith. Put all your faith in God. Stop relying in your own understanding. Stop relying in your own thoughts and your own knowledge, because what God has for you far exceeds anything than you can even imagine. We can't even wrap our heads around it. Don't allow this world to pressure you to compromise. God has a bigger plan for you. Don't settle for anything less. And the minute that you begin trusting in this worldly system rather than God, you're going to always find yourself disappointed. Always. And in these days and times, people are literally falling for false teachings. And he told us that in Matthew 24:11 through the 12th verse, many will be deceived because they got an itchy ear. They want whatever makes them feel comfortable. And true faith conquerors, we know and we understand that all and any fears in the time of tribulation, God says, stand on my word, and he will provide for those who trust him. So no matter what's going on, we got to stand on his word and we got to trust him. And we got to seek first the kingdom, because when we do that, all other things will be added. In the midst of famine, crisis, and persecution, God will always come see about his own. He said, I've never saw the righteous forsaken or his seed begging bread. David told us that. And not only that, he will not only save us, but he will sustain us. And in that moment, or in that area of being sustained, he will give you total peace. And watch this. We can rest. You can rest in that. That's a promise that is fulfilled, because that's just how good and great and holy and divine our God is. I don't know who that was for. Maybe it was just for me, but that's a pick me up. Man, stay focused on what the task is at hand. Ain't nobody coming behind us, y'all. We are it. This is it. We all we got, and this all we need. It's all we need right here. So, to God be the glory. Take this, let it marinate. Like, share. Share this with somebody. Encourage somebody. We all could use some encouragement, and we all need a little guidance. Man, help me. Help me. Help me. And I'll help you. Love y'all. To God be the glory.